As a kid, I was always fascinated by crustaceans, especially crabs. It got me to philosophical theories. Do crabs think fish fly? I pondered this for hours upon hours every single day, but I was focusing on the wrong thing. I looked at the highly philosophical question again. Do crabs think fish fly? Well, where are they flying to? Into the sky? There's no sky fish nor sky crabs. Do they fly into space? Well, I didn't know if there's space fish or space crabs, so I googled it, and it turns out there are space crabs. I'm Brady Kearns, and this is 5 to 10 minutes. We'll return after the break. Welcome back to 5 to 10 minutes. To explain space crabs, we reached out to the leading scientist in the field, Brady Kearns, nicknamed Big Mac. He lives alone in seclusion to do his research. 5 to 10 minutes needed to head to his house, as he won't leave it in fear of the sun. Nice to meet you, Mr. Kearns.
Please, call me Big Mac.
Okay, will do. The reason why I'm here is because of your extreme knowledge on space crabs, is that correct?
Yes, of course. I've been studying the Crab Nebula for like a week.
To clarify for all the viewers at home, the term space crab is actually incorrect, it's slang. Its scientific name is Crab Nebula, so that's what we'll be calling it from now on.
Well, the Crab Nebula is actually the remains of a supernova explosion that happened in 1054.
Wait, what's a supernova?
Well, here's an analogy. Humans on their deathbed like how they've done something impactful in their life. It's called going out with a bang, that's what people say. So that's what a supernova is. A star on its deathbed wanting to go out with a titanic explosion rather than a measly bang, quite literally. So what happens when it explodes is that all its mass is just sprayed across the cosmos, usually in filaments, which are like thread and strings of different types of atoms. Alright, moving on. So how big is this Crab Nebula? Well, the Crab Nebula is 11 light years wide, and 1 light year is 9.5 trillion kilometers. So if you multiply those two numbers together, you get 1 quadrillion kilometers wide. I'm actually from India, so how many Indias can you fit inside the Crab Nebula? You know, India. That's a horrible question. How did the Crab Nebula get its name? Ooh, what a great story this is. In 1844, this man named Lord Rosse drew a picture of Messier 1, the name prior, and it looked like a crab. Here it is. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, it sort of looks like a crab, but it more looks like a top view of a fish. That's what I think it is. So what does the Crab Nebula look like in color? Yeah, those pictures are really cool. Here's one by the Hubble telescope, actually. Quite marvelous indeed, Big Mac. Yeah, it is really beautiful. Something to mention, you see that light blue glow emanating from the center, right? Well, that's actually from a pulsar, and what pulsars are neutron stars that are pulsating and rotating extremely fast. And they have a lot of neutrons, high density neutrons, so they're very massive, but they're like 30 kilometers wide, so they're really, really small. And the one in the center of the Crab Nebula is like 1.5 times the mass of the sun, but like size of a small town, and it's pulsating 30 times every second, rotating 30 times every single second. And the electrons around the pulsar are moving at the speed of light, almost at the speed of light, and that's why it's getting that blue glow around it. Where'd the colors come from? They came from the supernova explosion. So, let's see, the orange filaments are mostly made of hydrogen. The blue filaments, not the blue glow, is mostly made of oxygen. The green is singly ionized sulfur, which is sulfur with the one less electron than normal. and the red is doubly ionized oxygen, which is 2 less electrons than normal, and these filaments are about 27,000 degrees Fahrenheit. Also, something else to mention, the supernova remnant is 75,000 times the luminosity of the sun, and it emits huge amounts of ultraviolet and X-rays. So if the supernova actually took place 50 light years away, which isn't very far, there's like 100 different stars just 50 light years away from us, it would have eradicated Earth easily. So those 100 stars could be supernova? No. There's a lot of stars, but the closest one that could actually become a supernova, which is a huge, massive star, is called IK Pegasi, which is 150 light years away. It's a binary pair, but they're actually moving away from us, and it's going to take millions of years for them to even be a supernova. You said that the supernova remnant has a bunch of X-rays and ultraviolet rays being emitted from it. So I actually have a picture of all the wavelengths put together. Here it is. I bet you've seen it. Oh yeah, that picture. That picture is very beautiful. I can't believe it's a real thing. It looks like a sci-fi movie to me. One last question for you. The universe is expanding and so is the nebula. How much is it expanding by? It's expanding by, I believe, 1 billion kilometers each day, which seems a lot to us Earthlings, but compared to the universe, it's not much. Alright, Big Mac, I'm all out of questions, man. Go wild. The floor is yours. Okay, will do. Alright, so the Chinese weren't the only ones who documented the supernova in 1054. The Europeans actually had no record of it, no drawings of it, so I guess they didn't care. But the Native Americans in northern Arizona, they drew drawings of it in a cave in White Mesa and in Navajo Canyon. Also, let's see. Oh, this is pretty interesting. The mass of the pulsar and all the matter around it actually aren't the same mass as they should be to the star that went supernova, as it should be. So there is a theory, the prevailing one being that there was a stellar wind that brought out a bunch of the matter from the nebula, and that's why it's less, but no conclusive evidence shows that. And that's it. That's all I have that you forgot to mention in your fantastic questions. I say fantastic, Mr. Kearns, because it's true. Thank you for coming on the show, Big Mac, and talking about the Crab Nebula, but I'm sorry, I have one more question. Do crabs think fish fly? That's a hard question, Mr. Kearns. I've talked to really profound professors and philosophers about this exact question, and they all came back. There's no answer to it. There's no definitive answer to it. It's basically subjective. Similar to the question, is water wet? Which I obviously think it's yes, but some idiots think it's no. And how do you prove it? Can't really. It's all subjective. So there's no real answer to do crabs think fish fly, because they're not crabs. Once again, thank you for coming on the show, Big Mac. It's been awesome. Thank you for having me on. It's been great. Fun time. And thank you for watching 5 to 10 minutes. We'll be right back with a new episode about a teacher that looks Asian but actually is Mexican.